Hello, welcome to another episode of Wade's Workshop. Today we're going to be working in the garage. As you can see, it is a total disaster and needs some organization. So when we moved in, we kind of just piled everything in here, and there's some old cabinets in the back, but they're not really useful for anything. So I'm going to clean all this stuff out. We're going to rip out those shelves in the back and build some new cabinets and probably some storage over top of the toolbox as well. So I'm going to come up with some plans as we go, but definitely in need of some organization. So we're going to use YouTube magic and bring everything out. See, that didn't take too long. Now it's time to rip out these old cabinets. These cabinets are pretty rough. Not sure who built them or what they were really being used for, but they are very, very unique. So looks like they used whatever kind of material was available to build them. So got some kind of trim up here. Got some 1x4 here, but they jointed it together here to hold this shelf up, so that's kind of unique. And then on this side they got some metal track for something. Got some here and here, so I don't know if it used to have some kind of a door that slid in there, but it's not useful for what we need it for. So we're going to rip it out and start fresh. After tearing out the old workbench, I found that the previous owner had cut the drywall so he could bolt right to the studs, which means I get to do drywall. Yay. I am not a drywall expert, so I'm skipping that part. If you want to watch someone who's an expert, there's entire channels dedicated to it, probably with satisfying trowel sounds and zero sweating. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you know that I like to sketch out my projects to give myself a basic idea of what I'm doing. This one's no different. This was a fun little sketch and gives me just some basic rough idea of what I want to do, where things are going to go, that kind of thing. I don't really put much in the way of measurements on them. I kind of just figured that out as I go. Check out these clamps I found on Amazon. They clamp your track directly to the piece you're trying to cut so it doesn't move. What a difference. I'll put a link in the description in case you're interested in getting this up. I'm using 3/4 inch birch plywood for this project. I finally found a good place here in Florida called a Mecca to purchase it at. The prices are decent. The quality is way better than the stuff I found at the big box stores. The only downside is a 40-minute drive from my house to get there. I'm spacing this upright away from the wall a little bit because the wall isn't perfectly straight, and I'll be adding a face frame later to fill the gap. On the other side, I've got a storage idea to use in that area, so I'll be moving it in just a little bit also. Now I know someone's already typing, why no pocket screws or why no hidden joinery? The short answer is, it's a garage cabinet and anything here is an upgrade from what was here before. The longer answer is, there's no AC out here, it's Florida, it's hot out, this is faster, it's still strong, and nobody walking through my garage is going to say, wow, visible screws, shame. I'm adding this brace across the back to keep the sides from flexing once the totes are in. Once I install it, I'll put the face frame on the front, and the face frame should do the same on the front. To line up the rails, I'm using my speed square, and I'm leaving 1.5 inches of clearance between the totes so that they have plenty of room to slide in and out easily, with no wrestling required. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's your chance. The channel's been growing like crazy lately, and I've got a bunch more projects lined up, so hit that subscribe button and give the videos you like a thumbs up so I know what to make more of. And share with your friends or woodworking groups. It really helps me keep the sawdust flowing. These rails are made of poplar, and they are 1.5 inches wide, 3/4 inch tall, and they're glued with Titebond 2 and attached with 1.25 inch screws that are countersunk from the outside. I'm using the brad nailer here to hold the rails in place while I drill the countersunk holes and drive in some screws. made it 2 inches, almost 2.5 inches shorter than the ceiling, but it still isn't enough to account for sliding it into place. So it's off by about 1/2 inch, maybe 1/4 inch, but I've already messed up the ceiling a little bit there, and the ceiling needs to be redone anyway, so we're going to be finishing it soon anyway. So I'm just going to tap it into place, get that a little bit, and it's going to get painted in place because I'm not taking it back out. So. It was definitely tight, but got it in there. So I'm gonna attach it to the wall. I'm not taking it back out to paint it, so I can paint it in place. And I'm gonna stick some totes in it, see how it works. For the face frame, I'm just using some leftover 3/4 inch plywood. It's glued and nailed right to the carcass, simple and solid. Remember that extra storage on the side that I mentioned earlier? I'm adding shelves to make a storage rack for paints and aerosol cans. The shelves are 3/4 inch deep and they're made from scrap plywood. And I cut a couple of spacers to keep them perfectly even. Then I glued and nailed them in place. This should make it easy to find that WD when I need it. Alright, well, part 1 of this video series is complete. Pretty happy with the outcome. I was able to get 7 totes on this side. It's quite a bit of storage, so I'm pretty happy with that. All that's left is some light sanding and some paint, and that'll finish this off. I was also able to make use of the side here to hold aerosol cans. Seems like I have tons of those around, and they kind of just end up wherever because I don't have anywhere to store them, so it's a good place for it. Future videos, we're going to be doing a workbench on that side with some more tote storage, and then some overhead cabinets. That'll be probably part 3. And then we'll paint them all, and that'll finish off this series. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, go ahead and hit that, and then if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Thank you. Pretty happy with the overall. It holds 7. I should have counted that before the video started, so let's try that again. The sun's cooking my back. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Got plenty more videos coming, and hope to see you. It's so good till the end.